All right, welcome to today's episode on finding light in the darkness. No matter what it is that's going on in your life, no matter where you're at, what you're experiencing, I want you to remember that there is light and there is a way to find your way back to it. And today we're going to go just into exactly what sort of mindset shifts you can have and what you can do tangibly to start moving more and more towards the light and get out of whatever darkness might be holding you down. So thank you so much for joining. I'm Xander Sage Swanton, your host here on 5 Minutes with Spirit, the #1 podcast on Christ consciousness. And today we're going to be diving into the Gospel of John as our guide back towards the light here. We'll go through John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. So it's a short and brief reading, and it's really going to help give us some good guidance on shifting our base mindset and how we relate to the darkness, and how we can see that, in fact, all things are working for us to move more and more towards the light. So I'll read the passage and then we'll break it down and give you a few quick things you can work with. So again, it's John chapter 1, verses 1 through 5. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. All things were created through him, and apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created. In him was life, that life was the light of men. That light shines in the darkness, and yet the darkness did not overcome it. The word of the Lord. So right away, we can see in the very first stages of the Bible that God is talking about, or that John here is, talking about the creation and says, apart from him, not one thing was created that has been created. So outside of God, nothing has been created. God is the creator of everything. So we can trust that both the light and the darkness come from God. So the first step to getting out of the darkness, and really just a background mindset to always carry for the rest of our lives, is that even darkness, even tough times, whether they be heavy emotions of grief, of sadness, of loss, anger, fury, frustration, whatever it is also coming from God. And oftentimes, some of the greatest breakthroughs in our life come from our suffering. So I know this is not a great, this doesn't solve the immediate pain point, right? But it is a good mindset to have in the back of your mind. Say, okay, well, this too shall pass, and this too comes from the Father. So I can trust that it is bringing me somewhere that is going to be better for me ultimately than where I'm currently at. So the first step is an invitation into trust. Trusting God, trusting the Father, and trusting that whatever it is that you're going through right now is in fact for your highest interest. And sometimes the Father uses darkness as a way to correct us. Think about it from like a minuscule emotional experience. If we were to say stole $5 from somebody, or you found $5, found a wallet on the ground and there was $5 in it, and you pick up the wallet and you're like in a store, and you can either take the $5 out of the wallet or you can return it to the store clerk with the $5 still in it. You have a choice there. If you return it with $5 still in it, there's going to be some negative emotional experience, or there's going to be a positive. You're going to feel good about yourself. Like, yeah, I gave the $5 back. But if you take the $5 for yourself and give the wallet back empty, there's a little bit of guilt in there. There's a little bit of questioning in the self. So this is a slight form of darkness where God is correcting us in our actions. Now, for bigger things, whether it's, whatever it is you're going through right now, this isn't to say that God is trying to correct you specifically because of something you did wrong. But in fact, it's a larger thing attached to God's overall plan for our soul's evolution. And whatever is happening for our highest interests. And sometimes that negativity or that tough emotional experience is just what we need to come more and more towards the light at a greater depth, even more light than we had before. So the first one is trust. And the second part here is really for when you're in the thick of the darkness. And this is to remember the light. The light does exist. The light is beautiful and it is there and it's available for us. And it's so easy to forget when we're in the darkness. But when you find yourself in a tough instance right now, just take a moment and pause and say, what's good in my life? What's one thing that's going well? And maybe it's just the light coming in from the sun. Like, oh, the sun is pretty nice. You can go stand in the sunshine and that feels good. So there is the light and we can remember it. And we can start to just notice the little things in our life. A friend calling you to say hello, a delicious piece of food you had, or some water, a bed, roof over your head, whatever it is that's light in your life. We can trust in it and then remember it and recognize it. And then the third step is to actively go to the light, right? So whatever is in your life is good. Keep going there, even if there's a little bit of resistance that pops up. If you go to a yoga class and your body and mind feel good after, go to another yoga class. If you eat lunch with a friend and that makes you feel nice, keep eating lunch with that friend, even when part of you doesn't feel like scheduling another lunch because it's a lot of plans and so on and so forth. Whatever it is, keep going to the light and trusting in that. And for me, that's yoga and meditation. That's where I'm most in my heart. That's when I'm most in my joy. And that's when I'm most in my authentic nature. So that's why I've spent so much of my time in life in those types of practices. And that's why I dedicate my life to teaching them and sharing that as well. So if you're interested in exploring those practices, please do join my free school community, Awaken Academy, and subscribe here for any more videos you might be interested in watching on the YouTube channel. But the Awaken Academy link should be found in the description. And there we have amazing heart-centered meditation practices. And that really is like the number one path to the light, is meditation on the heart, because all of our virtuous emotions, whether it's generosity, gratitude, love, compassion, humility, all of the beautiful things that we experience in this world, those are generated in the heart space. So really simple steps you can take to find the light in the darkness. First, remembering that both the light and the dark come from God. So trusting that whatever it is you're going through is happening for your highest benefit. Next, remembering the light, recognizing it and going towards it. And then actively turning towards it more and more each day and each opportunity you get. Thank you for joining today and taking 5 minutes for yourself and for your spirit. Your presence is appreciated. No matter how busy your life gets, remember that 5 minutes with spirit is always a good investment. If you enjoyed today's episode and you want more of this and you're hungry for spiritual growth, then Awaken Academy, my free spiritual community, is a place for you. We have guided meditations, deeper spiritual teachings, and community support. You can join for free at the link in the description, and I'd love to see you there. Thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. Much love.